Today on Royal Yes, the Prince and Princess of Wales opt out of Easter Sunday. We explain why this is a big deal. Plus, how William and Kate will spend their upcoming anniversary as William makes a controversial Earthshot hire. And Harry reveals one of the real reasons he wanted security as Meghan reveals how As Ever came to be. We've got that plus so much more on today's Royal Yes. Hey everyone, and welcome to Royal Yes. I'm Christina, alongside our executive editor, Justin Ravitz. Hi, Justin.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, that was very British of you.
Yes.
I love it. Lots of big news to get to. So let's start off with Easter Sunday for the royals. It's always a big event, and so many members of the royal family stepped out, including King Charles, Queen Camilla. But of course, the Prince and Princess of Wales opted not to be there. They were notably missing from the festivities, but we had Prince Andrew there, Sarah Ferguson, Eugenie, Beatrice. So pretty much all the royals were there except for William and Kate. And a source told us that this is a very big deal for the royal family, right?
Yes. And this is, the first Easter since they both were sick. And it's an annual tradition where you can see all the family come together, go to the church together, and William and Kate, according to various sources, a couple outlets reported this. William and Kate opted to go somewhere else, but it seemed like a snub. Seemed like a snub. I can't confirm that, but it seemed like a snub. It's a very kind of shocking move. It wasn't just your standard, let's all gather together for this football match or cutting up a Piggly Wiggly. It's Easter. It's one of the biggest holidays, one of the biggest events for royal watchers to see all of the royal family together. So for William and Kate be like, no, not for us, peace.
Right. Well, it was reported that they decided to spend the holiday with the Middletons, and closer to their home. Kids have to go back to school and things like that. So maybe it was just logistically easier. But like you said, this is something that royal watchers look forward to each and every year. We didn't have them there last year because, obviously health battles and things like that. But yes, it just seems it's not sitting right. Yeah,
it's not sitting right, and Charles has been ill, obviously. So we can't really confirm their motivation, but it's just not a good look.
No, not a good look at all. No, definitely. Yeah, but like we said, they were spotted at a church service in Sandringham, which is near their country home. So it seems like they wanted to do something maybe a little bit more low key. But as the future king of England, you would imagine that he would be there on Easter Sunday.
Right, like he's going to have to go to this someday on his own. So we'll see what the other holidays. I mean, if they skip Christmas, then we're really
Then things are really off the rails.
I mean, that's many months away. I don't mean to catastrophize, but it's sort of in my nature to catastrophize. But anyway,
All right, so this was interesting. So it was on the same day that news broke that Jason Nauf would become the CEO for the Earthshot Prize organization. Now, this was after an appointment by the Board of Trustees. So William had launched the nonprofit. He launched this to find support and celebrate those who turn bold ideas into real solutions to repair our planet. This is definitely a passion project for him for many years. And he said, as we look ahead to the future of the prize and the urgent work needed to scale more inspiring solutions to the world's greatest challenges, I look forward to working with Jason to chart the course for the next 5 years of the Earthshot Prize and beyond. So why is this a controversial hire? Well, he was
controversial.
Yes. So he was previously served as communications secretary for William, Kate, Harry, and Meghan. Back in 2018, he accused Meghan of bullying and claimed that she drove 2 assistants out of the job and undermined the confidence of another employer. She denied all the allegations at the time, but yes, this is if there was anybody else to hire, like
anybody else, you had one choice to make. Come on, I was very surprised by this when the Earthshot Prize was announced in New York 2 years ago. I got to be here. I got to be there for that. Talked to many of the innovators, people kind of making a difference in ecology, conservation, technology, etc. So William at one point was wading through the East River, picking oysters. Anyway,
I remember that.
This is off topic. It's a very cool kind of initiative on his part, but truly shocking that of all of the royal aides and assistants and executives, he has to pick that guy. So I mean, that was a day when when that headline quickly followed the headline about them skipping Easter. It's what is going on?
What is going on?
So William kind of he seemingly snubs his father, at least it's not a good look. And then he kind of sticks one in, jabs one into his sister-in-law and his brother. It's just, again, We don't know all the motivations, but it's just wild. And we already know all of the drama that's happening between Harry and Charles, Harry and William, apparently now William and Charles. So it's just like, okay, happy Easter.
Right.
Happy Easter.
They all need to just get in a room, yell it out.
Yes,
and
just like last week.
Right.
It's like any other family, but just like amplified and multiplied by tenfold.
Sure, yeah.
And millions and billions of dollars.
And millions and billions of dollars. But if they do that, then we might not have a lot to talk about.
Right. Yeah. Right. So thanks.
Thanks. I don't know. But William and Kate will be very busy within the next couple of weeks because they are marking their anniversary with a 2-day trip to Scotland on April 29th and April 30th. So this is very exciting because they're going back to where it all began, because they first met as students at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland, where they studied art history in the early 2000s. I can't believe, they've been together for so long. It seems like it's going to be a jam-packed 2 days, and it's nice that they're going to be on a royal trip. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen the two of them on a royal trip together.
Yeah, that'll be fun to see them I guess it's not really abroad, but slightly away from like the home base. I cannot believe it's been 14 years.
14 years.
Wait, were we working together yet here?
No, not yet.
Well,
not
I was
yet.
here, and I was in our offices at 4 a.m. to cover that freaking
really?
wedding.
Oh my God.
It was a lot. But yeah, that's where they met. That's where she was a student, and she became Weighty Katie, waiting for him to make up his mind. It's crazy the way the time flies.
It really is. It really, really is. But 14 years. I mean, I could still remember her like getting out in that McQueen dress. I mean, just absolutely stunning. So 14 years, a lot of life in between. But yeah, like I said, William's going to be busy. He's actually going to Italy for the Pope's funeral. He's going to be there in place of King Charles.
Okay.
And King Charles and Camilla were kind of the last leaders to really see the Pope in person. So this is going to be obviously a big event. A lot of world leaders coming in for this. So
William. Trump confirmed. So that'll be interesting to see William. That's another kind of kingly thing for William to do.
True.
To step in for his dad. I think we'll continue seeing him make appearances and make choices like this when it makes sense. So his dad will sort of tap out and William will tap in, and we'll get sort of more used to seeing him at events like this.
Yeah.
And Kate.
Yeah. All right, we'll have to wait and see. Ask the leaders to, we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's spill the royalty. And Prince Harry shared some frightening details about his safety risks, including an alleged threat from Al Qaeda while fighting to restore his protection in the UK. So he alleged during his 2-day hearing at the Royal Courts of Justice last week that the terrorist group actually threatened to kill him shortly after he and wife Meghan stepped back from their senior royal duties back in 2020. So now I think we kind of understand a little bit more about why he really wants this police protection. He told the court that the terrorist organization called for the royal to be murdered once his security was downgraded back in 2020. So yeah, this is really, really scary. They learned that the terrorist group published a message saying his assassination would please the Muslim community. So that's probably a main reason why he's fighting for this. He doesn't feel safe going there.
Yeah, it's as scary as it gets. This isn't about, we want an SUV and 10 SUVs following us, and we want this kind of protection and that kind of protection. But like when we get the context and the severity of the threats that he was given that were leveled against him, like I totally get it. And if there's any suggestion or thought that his father could have a say in this, again, you get back to like no one in the family is getting along.
No, nobody. Like if your dad's not protecting you from something like this, you still must be pretty mad about Spare. Yeah, but that just about Spare and then the interview. But also back to Easter, I meant to say, did you see his sister? His sister-in-law, Sophie and Edward's son. Yes, he's super tall. Right. Yes. Like, we have to talk about some of the other royals, the ones that aren't fighting. It's so true that we never really see out and about very much. It's always like, oh, I forgot about you. Yeah, there they are. Anyway, non sequitur. Sorry. But so Harry and Meghan are still in the news because she is reflecting on changing the name of her lifestyle brand from American Riviera Orchard to As Ever. She did this on her podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. I feel like we're getting all these like little nuggets. So she originally introduced her lifestyle brand to fans as American Riviera Orchard last year, but she announced in February that it would now be known as Ever. So how did we get here? She said, I had secured As Ever as a name in 2022, and then as everything started to evolve last year and bringing in a partner the size that it was with Netflix, it was just so interesting. So on Tuesday's podcast, podcast, she continued to say, you remember I said I like American Riviera as an umbrella and then be able to have verticals beneath it and maybe have the orchard really small. But when that's not feasible, suddenly it became this word salad. It is a word salad. I didn't love that so much. So she was like, okay, let's go back to the thing that I've always loved and let's use that name that I protected for a reason, that had sort of been under wraps, and then we were able to focus in the quiet and put our heads down and build on something that no one was sniffing around to even see about. So I guess she always had this kind of in the back of her mind that as ever would be, you know, the main part of her brand. So yeah, I guess, you know, it seems like it's doing well so far, and we're just going to continue to see how it rolls out.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of lines up because a lot of people were like, American Riviera Orchard?
Yeah,
what is that?
weird.
Where is
Yeah.
that? So as ever, it's a lot simpler, more
Very
elegant.
clean.
And on that same podcast, she says it's a lot having all this go on at once, but it's also energizing. I was like, okay, I get that.
Yeah,
having a podcast, a show, a product line. So at least the product line is just 3 syllables.
Yes, right. It's easy for us to remember.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, well, let's wrap it up with our pint-sized palace. And Princess Eugenie showed off her Easter festivities with her sons August and Ernest. You know, she showed off some of her some photos on Instagram. Seemed like they had a lovely Easter, and you know, it's always fun to. I'm sure they had lots of Easter egg hunts and things like that. I could only imagine what a royal Easter must really look like.
Yeah.
Must be nice. The food.
I think they have lamb or
right?
ham.
I don't know.
What do you
I'm
think
sure they have it all.
Yeah, they probably have like a whole.
Probably a beautiful spread.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Well, Justin, thank you so much as
Thank
always.
you.
Lots of big royal news this week. So keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we'll see you next week.